Hello, I am Arnie Bunch, Superintendent of Hamblen County Schools. I am also a retired member of the United States Air Force. I am honored to get the opportunity to share a few thoughts about veterans and Veterans Day. Let's start with a simple definition. Who qualifies as a veteran? Any uniformed member, past or present, of the armed forces is a veteran. So any soldier, sailor, Marine, Coast Guardsman, Airman, or Guardian is a veteran. Some, like me, served many years, and others only served one tour of duty. All are still veterans and deserve your respect. Are all veterans volunteers? Before 1973, the United States Armed Forces accepted volunteers, but also drafted young Americans into military service. Since 1973, all men and women entering military service was or is a volunteer. How many wear the uniform and serve? In a 2018 speech, General Paul Selva, when he was the Vice Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, listed that approximately 1% of citizens ever wear a uniform, not a very large number. These men and women volunteer to put themselves in harm's way and, if needed, give their last breath to defend you and I and this nation's freedoms and protect this nation's interests around the world. Those members of the United States military serving abroad also serve as a beacon of hope for freedom in those nations they serve in. As a member of the United States military, we take an oath. I, Arnold Webster Bunch, Jr., having been appointed a general in the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter, so help me God. This is the oath I took 3 years ago when I pinned on my 4th star. We repeat this oath at every promotion as an officer, and a similar one at every enlisted promotion. This oath is the cornerstone of military service. It is always there and guides uniformed service member actions. G.K. Chesterton, an English writer in the early 1900s, wrote, "The true soldier fights not because he hates what is in front of him or her, but because he loves what is behind him or her." For the United States military service member, what is behind them is you and the other citizens of the United States, and the freedoms that are guaranteed in the United States Constitution. Those veterans serving today stand in the breach, protecting our freedoms, just like veterans from previous generations. What is Veterans Day all about? Veterans Day is a day for the nation to honor veterans, for their patriotism, their love of their country, and more importantly, their willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good. Jeff Miller, a congressman from Florida who I had the privilege of working with, said, "The willingness of America's veterans to sacrifice for our country has earned them our lasting gratitude." So what would I like for you to go do? Find a veteran, or for that matter, find many veterans. Shake their hand and say, "Thank you." Ask them about their service. Don't be surprised when you ask if you immediately get shut down on the first ask and you have to ask again. Many veterans have seen and experienced things that are difficult to talk about and make them very uncomfortable. If they aren't ready to talk, it's okay, but I still encourage you to ask. Think about some of your freedoms. Think about what it would be like if those were taken away. Don't take your freedom for granted. Many people around the world would love to trade places with you and experience the freedom many of us just expect every day. Don't take it for granted. As you go to bed tonight, pause for a moment and realize there are uniformed men and women around the world standing watch, protecting us, and willing to sacrifice their lives for you and I so we can sleep peacefully. They and those who stood watch before them deserve our gratitude. Thanks again, and I hope you have a great Veterans Day. God bless Hamblen County. God bless all of our veterans, and God bless the United States of America.